Hey there LEGO fans, welcome back. Alex here. In this video we will be building and placing the Crocodile Locomotive. This is set 10277. It contains 1,271 pieces and retails for $100. Now when I first saw images of the Crocodile Locomotive, I was very excited. I thought to myself, I'm definitely going to own that at some point. Just hard to get a hold of these LEGO sets these days, it seems like. But this type of LEGO train set is what I call personally a special edition type of train set. What I mean by that is, well, first of all, LEGO, they always produce a passenger train or a freight train of some variation, color or size, with train tracks and some sort of power function to make it go around in a circle. But what you won't always find are these one-off type of special edition LEGO train sets. A good example of this is back in 2009 when LEGO released the Emerald Knight, a fantastic looking steam engine. Now this LEGO set did not come with any train track. It did not come with any means of propulsion. It was just the engine, a tender, and a passenger cart. And it retailed for $100. And I think we all wish we can go back in time and buy a few of those things, right? You go forward in time to 2013 and LEGO did it again with the Horizon Express. Again, just the engine and a couple passenger cars. No train track, no power functions, although it is compatible with power functions. Now we fast forward to 2020 and we have the Crocodile. This, of course, has some train tracks with it, but it's not your traditional cheap train track that you'd buy from the LEGO group. This is a custom-made display stand, meaning that this is definitely made to be displayed. It also has a plaque, and of course it is recommended for adults with that 18+ age suggestion there at the bottom of the box. So very excited to get this thing built. We'll go ahead and do a time-lapse build, a quick review, and find a place for it downstairs in the city. The Crocodile Locomotive is complete. Josh and I had a great time putting this thing together. It took us maybe 2 to 2.5 hours to build. And as you can see, it is a fantastic looking model. I will say that it looks a lot better in person than the pictures. So if you're on the fence with this thing, I recommend picking it up because it is a great looking train. I will say though that when I saw some images of the actual Crocodile Locomotive online, first of all, the designer did a great job. It looks very, very much like the actual train, but I noticed that it has these gaps right here on the train on both sides of the middle compartment, and I didn't see that on the real model, and I'm guessing that LEGO did that because it would be hard to navigate curves without something there. But besides that, it seems very true to the locomotive in real life. Now, I'm not a train enthusiast, but I do love collecting them as LEGO sets, but I had to educate myself a little bit on the Crocodile. I did learn that this locomotive was originally constructed to move heavy freight through those very steep mountains of Switzerland. The specifically or specially designed pivoting center section allowed it to negotiate those very tight curves of the Alpines. And although it was originally meant only to pull freight trains, this type of locomotive that we have here was also used on passenger services and was still in service until the late 1980s. And of course, this one's celebrating 100 years of the Crocodile Locomotive, so pretty impressive. So why is it called the Crocodile Locomotive? Well, it is because the train looks like a crocodile. It's got these very long snout elements or sections on the front and the back. Well, do trains even have a front and a back? I don't think this one really does. But the middle section, though, is the section that actually has the compartments for the engineers, as well as the transformer and the pantographs that actually move up and down to extend to connect to the power lines above. And so very nice features of it all through it. It looks really cool. And I like the color. The brown is a good color, I guess. I kind of felt like the green would be cool to have. But maybe they thought it would look too much like the Emerald Knight. I don't know. But brown is what we got, so hey, we'll take it. Pretty cool. Other than that, it does pivot a little bit to go around the curves. If we get it off of the train tracks here, you can see it moves very, very well. I'll try to give this a demonstration downstairs as well, kind of see how this navigates the curves around my city. Seems like it might be a little bit too tall, but we'll try to figure something out. So this is compatible with the powered up system, and I have yet to get any powered up elements or engines or motors or whatever you want to call them. So I'm hoping that I can figure something out with the power functions, but you can do that with this set, and that will allow you to control it, I think, from your smart device. You get 2 minifigures with this set, or should I say engineers. Both are wearing identical clothing. You get the male with a blue cap that matches his uniform, and a female with black hair tied up in a bun. The display track is very robust, very strong, a lot of plates used in the construction of this thing. And as you can see here in the middle, there's 2 1x4 black bricks that do connect to the train, so if you lift it up on an angle, it doesn't slide off and go crashing to the floor. All right, so we're downstairs, and we're gonna give the Crocodile train here a test on the tracks, obviously. Now, took off the pantographs because there's no way these are going to fit through my tunnels. But we made a sad discovery, and that is that this is just not compatible with power functions, because power functions suffers from the wire having to connect to the top rather than the end. So that meant that even without the IR receiver in here, this roof would not fit. And yeah, you could probably make some modifications to make it fit, which maybe I'll do, I don't know. But the show must go on. So Josh, we put an IR receiver and it looks terrible. Just pretend that the roof's on, guys. But I promised we would test this out. So Josh, go ahead and get it going here for us, man. Now it has is it a medium motor?
Yeah, medium motor.
Okay. Should have no issue taking the turns for us. Looks good. Whoa. See if it makes it through the station here. Nice and easy. Cool.
Track derailed it.
Doesn't like the flex track. All right.
Okay.
And we're also noticing it doesn't like the switches very much.
Yeah.
There we go. Under the residential area. Okay, hold it right there. Actually, bring it to the station.
Oh, yeah.
It fits the station really well. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, let's put this thing back together and let's find a permanent spot for it. After a lot of walking around the city and thinking about where we should put the Crocodile train, this is actually where we ultimately decided to put it, is right here in the main train station. And it kind of looks like it's in the station on a separate line, but nope, it's on display right here. We did reverse the plaque, so it's on this side here. It does protrude a little bit into the neighbor's yard there, but that's just the way it's going to have to be. It did make me have to rebuild this building here. It actually was split into 2, so I had 2 separate entrances. So now it's just one main building that people can just go up this ramp and enter in, get their tickets, refreshments, and so forth. But yeah, this is where it's at, and I think it mostly works. It's a big train, and yeah, it's supposed to be on display on a shelf, but I really wanted to have it in the city, so that's where I put it. So it mostly works. There's still kind of enough room for parking. It's a little tight, but I think it mostly works. But yeah, that is going to be it, guys. So let me know what you guys think about the Crocodile Locomotive. Will you end up getting one? And what do you think about my placement in the city? And hopefully it works. I did think about putting it up there below the Saturn V rocket, but I thought it'd be a little bit too much out of place. We did play around with a few areas over here too, like right here, there's some space, but I want it to be kind of front and center a little bit. It's a pretty cool set, so I didn't want it to be hiding somewhere. So anyway, you guys know how it goes with me. I move things around a lot. So, all right, that is it for now, guys. Thank you again so much for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Take care.